Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. So I had this quick little idea for this podcast, and I wanted to jump on here real quick. Once again, I'm in the car at the facility before I'm about to run in and start doing some lessons. But I had this idea that, if I could, it's theoretical, hypothetical, theoretical. If I could go back in time as an athlete, as a professional baseball player, as a hitter, if I can go back in time to the beginning of my professional career, and I was given the option, like the old Matrix, the red pill or the blue pill, and one pill would cure my mechanical flaws, right, which I'm sure I had some, or the other pill would give me the mindset, the mental approach, the mental consistency, right, of being able to be in control of myself in the moment, to be able to focus better, having a better understanding and awareness of myself and how my body responds to certain situations, right? Having that mental balance. Or again, that or the physical, the mechanical. And without a doubt, 100 million%, I would not take the mechanical pill. I'm taking the mental pill, the head pill, whatever you want to call it. I was in many, many slumps. Okay, I had tremendous highs and some pretty depressing low points, and that was part of my problem. Was the consistency. And yes, you can make the argument, well, but you would have been more consistent with better mechanics. But yet, from my experience, that just doesn't, there's no evidence of that. Every time I came out of a slump, quote unquote, slump, it was a mental adjustment. It was a mental thing, a mental shift that happened. Most of the time it was accidental, which is why my slumps were so horrible. I could hit 330 in pro ball for a month, or just anytime over 300. I did this multiple times. And then the following month, 180. And it wasn't that I'll admit that yes, my mechanics, if you were to watch video of me in a slump versus when I'm going well, there would be a dramatic difference in mechanics. But those mechanical breakdowns were triggered due to my mental approach, due to the fact that I either didn't have an approach, I was trying to do too much, I was lunging at the ball, I didn't trust myself, right? I didn't trust my mechanics, my body, right? I didn't trust that the ability was already there. I was trying to create more to compensate for the fact that I didn't have a hit in, a few games or 1 for 20 or whatever. So what eventually had to happen, I would be so frustrated with all these failures that eventually I would get to the point where I wouldn't care anymore. I hate to say it, but that's just kind of what it was. And I know you guys can all probably relate. Is that it just got so hard. I was so hard on myself. I exhausted myself with frustration. So I got to the point where I'm just like, screw it. Go up there and literally, it sounds so simple, I know, but it can be this simple. And I'd basically just tell myself, see ball, hit ball. Even if I didn't. And what would happen would be finally, because I don't care, quote unquote, of course I cared, but it was just that surrender. I surrendered to myself, which was was my own worst enemy. And what that did was it allowed me to be a little more relaxed, take that pressure off, and loosen the body up. And all of a sudden, I'm not lunging at pitches. I'm sitting back. I'm seeing the ball travel deeper into the zone. I start hitting the ball the other way, and then I square one up. Like most of us, it takes that one good hit, one big hit, and to feel the solid contact on the barrel, and then boom, something boom happens, and we can bust out of that slump. And I would do this every time I had a slump. I'd come out of it eventually, and it wasn't through a mechanical flaw. My point is that I wouldn't have been able to. I don't believe personally that I would have been able to get out of slumps if somebody came to me and said, hey, you're doing this mechanically. Unless they came to me and said, hey, what's your approach? Okay, your approach is good, or your mindset's good. Okay, you're thinking kind of the right things. You're thinking in an effective way. Okay, now let's look at mechanics. So for me, and I believe this is the case for a lot of other players, I've spoken to many, and they all agree on this, especially 10 years of pro ball. Talked to a lot of guys. Talked hitting with a lot of players. And they agree. The biggest approach, the biggest adjustment that is made within a game to keep you consistent is mental. So if I can go back in time and choose a pill to fix my mechanics or fix my mental game, without a doubt, 100 million %, mental game. Hey guys, so if you enjoyed this show and you found it helpful, insightful, be sure to share it with your friends. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe if you haven't, give it a like, drop a comment. If you want to see me talk about something else or answer some of your questions, just drop them in the comments below. Again, if you're on the podcast, hit subscribe, leave a review, let me know what you think. Okay, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.